Welcome to Coginiti Pro, the data workspace designed to make you more productive. Data analysts and engineers use Coginiti to generate consistent, high-quality insights in less time. The goal of this video is to give you a quick orientation to Coginiti's core elements so you can get up and running as quickly as possible. I'll assume you've already downloaded, installed, and registered Coginiti. If you haven't, you can download your free trial at coginiti.co/pro. Coginiti Pro is available for both Windows and Mac OS. All right, let's dive in. Coginiti is designed to stay out of the way, surfacing powerful functionality just when you need it so you can stay in the zone. You'll find the query editor front and center. Click the plus button in the upper left corner to open a new query editor tab. New tabs are given a randomized name, which you can edit by double-clicking on the label. Once a query is executed, the status and results of the query will show up in the bottom portion of this section. Now, you're going to need something to query, so connecting your data is the best place to start. You can do this by expanding the Database Explorer panel in the top left. And to create a new connection, you'll click the plus icon at the top of the Database Explorer panel. Then select your database platform. Coginiti has deep integration with the majority of the most popular platforms, such as Snowflake, Redshift, and BigQuery, but don't worry if you don't see your platform in this list here. You should still be able to use our generic JDBC connector. See our support article at coginiti.co/generic for configuration guidance. For this demo, we're going to connect to Snowflake. First, I'll give the connection a name. Next, I'll select the appropriate JDBC driver. And if this is the first time you're connecting to any platform in Coginiti, you should see a link here to download the latest JDBC driver. Coginiti also supports custom drivers. Now you'll enter your server host and authentication details along with any other relevant parameters. Once all the required configuration details are in place, the last step is to test your connection, and then you'll save it and close this connections editor. Once connected, click the arrow icon beside the connection name, or double-click the connection name itself to browse associated objects such as schemas, databases, tables, and views. Connected database objects can also be searched within our Discovery panel, which is where we're going to head next. Click to expand Coginiti's Discovery panel in the upper right. Clicking the filter icon beside the search box will open up the available search filters. I want to locate the customer ID column within my demo connection. So I'll choose the DB objects filter and search for this. It looks like there are 3 tables that have a column by this name. I think the table in the second search result is what I'm looking for, so I'm going to right-click on this result to get an option to quickly navigate to it within the Database Explorer, which gives me more context. And back now in the Database Explorer, I can see this column. I'm going to right-click on the table name to find actions such as quickly composing SQL scripts for data review or other common scripts. The Open in Tab action will immediately compose and execute a select statement query for the table. There's an even faster way to perform the Open in Tab. Just hover over the database object name and then click the Open Link icon. This opens a new query editor tab beside the blank one we opened earlier. I'll collapse the Discovery panel so we can focus here a bit more. Query results for the current editor tab are themselves presented in tabs within the results grid, giving you the option to save a result set for comparison when refining a query. I'm going to save this initial result set by pinning it, and I'm also going to give it a name. I was asked to run a report of the most recent 1,000 customers. This is going to just require a minor edit to the query. As you can see, autocomplete is object aware, which helps save time and eliminate any typos. I like everything to be in uppercase, so I'm going to use a built-in transformation. So I'll select this text here, and then I can use a keyboard shortcut to bring up the command palette. Now the keyboard shortcut on Mac is Command-Shift-P, Windows it's Control-Shift-P. Or I can just go to the View menu at the top if I forget this shortcut, and open up the command palette from there. Scrolling through this long list of commands gives a really good glimpse into the advanced editor functionality and interface shortcuts at your fingertips, such as support for multiple cursors and various run script options. I'll type upper to locate the transform to uppercase command, and then run this. I can create a custom keyboard shortcut for this command using Coginiti's key bindings editor, which can be found under the main Coginiti menu at the top left. Before rerunning the query, I need to put the phone number column into a standardized format. To save time and maintain consistency, I'll use a CoginitiScript macro I wrote earlier. This will help maintain consistency within our analytics pipeline. So what is CoginitiScript? CoginitiScript is covered thoroughly in our support documentation, but here's a super brief overview. We created CoginitiScript so data teams could apply the don't repeat yourself or DRY principle of software development to their analytics development. CoginitiScript is a templating language which lets you define placeholders, which are dynamically replaced when the query is executed. CoginitiScript blocks are stored within Coginiti's catalog. This lets you save and reuse your curated code with a version history kept of all edits made. Macros are one of several block types supported by CoginitiScript. I'll use Discovery to find this standardized phone number macro in the catalog. Right-clicking the result gives me the option to open this script in a new tab. As you can see here, CoginitiScript block syntax is pretty straightforward, with the block name followed by any needed parameters which are passed into the block, an optional meta description, and between the begin and end lines, you'll have the executable code, which can include CoginitiScript expressions between the double opening and closing curly braces, such as the reference here to the dynamically inserted phone number column. To use this macro in my query, I need to add the CoginitiScript import directive for the parent package to the top of my current query. By right-clicking on the Query tab, I can reveal this macro in the catalog. From here, I can see the parent folder, which is the package. So I'll add the path to this package within a CoginitiScript import directive. Again, all of this can be found thoroughly in our support documentation at support.coginiti.co. I can then use a CoginitiScript expression to reference this macro within my select statement. The macro is referenced using the last portion of the package name as a qualifier, then a dot, and then the macro name with any needed parameters, which in my case is the phone number column name. All right, let's run this updated query. Because we pinned the initial results set, these new results are going to open up in a new tab. The phone number looks pretty good here, but before saving the query, I want to make sure multiple countries are being represented in this top 1,000 customer list. So I can click Grid View to expand the results area. Let me see a little bit more. And I'll use the Column List button at the top left to quickly jump to the country name column. From here, I can hover over the column header and click the hamburger menu to see a list of unique values for filtering. I can also use Coginiti's pivot mode for a deeper data review. To do this, I'll click Columns to expand the Columns panel and then turn on pivot mode. Dragging country name into a row group updates the results to show me the row counts for each country, which looks good. All right, let's click to reset the results view and save this query to the catalog. This will make it easier for me to find and run this query whenever the need arises. My catalog can also be exported if I want to share this with anyone else in my team. Before wrapping up, let me briefly point out a few other key areas of Coginiti you may want to explore. The Files panel on the left is where you can browse and edit files on your local computer or within connected object stores, such as Amazon S3. Coginiti's data load and data insert wizards can be accessed by clicking Data Upload in the top menu. Use this to push CSV or Excel files to a new or existing database table. The status of any data upload jobs can be monitored within the Notifications panel on the right. All right, I hope this short overview video has given you a taste for how Coginiti can drastically improve your analytics productivity. If you have any questions or run into any issues, don't hesitate to reach out to our support team at support@coginiti.co. Thanks.